All right, here we go with the in-depth tutorial of Black, the actual way to play it, not the easy strumming way. You guys kind of psych me out when you say words like in-depth, because then I think that it's got to be like really super complicated. And this one was a surprise. It's not a very long, pattern where it repeats, so to speak. And yeah, so this song is for Karen Cullen, Andrea Laureano, Bipin Tamang. That's my favorite name of the year, by the way. Gareth Roberts, Mr. Laserwolf, Bryce Carter. Was that right? Or yeah, Bryce Harper's a baseball player. It can't be him. Not that we don't. We have at least one baseball player here. Yeah. Anyways, Ivory Upchurch, Ashley Struthers going way back, and Seth from Mobile, Alabama going way, way, way back. Here we go. Yeah. By the way, a couple of those were requests for the unplugged version. They are the same. So here we go. I mean, it was a particular performance. There might be things that Mike did, obviously, because he's noodling through much of the song. But the Stone, the main bits, the main parts are the same. We're going to do Stone's part mostly and mention some cool Mike stuff. And yeah, this should get you going. I think the best way to go about this is treat the verse as 4 chunks, 4 things, and I'm just going to cut in between each thing so that I'm sure that I don't miss anything and that I explain everything really well. The first chord, it's almost an E7 chord. So E7 would be, we're going to use open E. You don't have to, like in life, but in this song, you're supposed to. Then A string 7th fret, and then D string 9th fret, and then G string 7th fret, so our pointer finger's barring, and then pinky finger on B9, and then baby E would be 7, so we'd have a big E7 here. But I think we don't want to bar with our pointer fingers, so our G string and our baby E strings are gonna be muted, and we get... And the strumming pattern, before we start moving our left hand, is gonna be down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. It's our 16th note strumming pattern in Ubiquitum that we see over and over again. So if there's one strumming pattern that's complicated that you want to get really good at, that'll take you really far, pick this one. And then the rest of them will seem easier over time, especially if you master one of them. Down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, chunk 1 on our E7 almost chord. It doesn't have the 7, so it's really just an E, but here we go. Down, 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 up, down. Now, on the next 2 down ups, you take your pinky finger off and engage your bar with your pointer finger. And then, for the last 2 down ups, take your ring finger off, and you're pretty much just gonna strum the A and the D strings there. So we have just one finger on the guitar. All right, chunk 1A. Then we're gonna go to this funky A chord. The main chords is, if you watch the easy strumming version of this song, our E and A. And here we go. Our pointer finger is gonna stay on the A and the D string 7th frets, and now our ring finger is going to go on G9 and pinky finger goes on B10. How do I know that's an A? Because if you think of all this as that much of a D shape, then I've told you 1,016 times that the root note of the D shape is on the B string. So whatever note this is the chord we're playing when we're doing this, and it is, here's B on the 12th fret, because that's the octave, right? So B, B flat, A. There it is. We're playing an A suspended 2, because the E string is 7th fret, like if we were playing ba-da-ba-da. And it's got an E in the bass, which doesn't really change the chord because A has an E in it. Anyways, so now we're all E7 without the 7 to our A chord. And there's that funky note that you hear. So from our A chord, down, 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 up, and then you sort of do a wind-up strum. Da, 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 da. Then take your ring and pinky fingers off, and then pinky finger goes on D10. It's that awesome thing that happens. And then pinky finger comes up, and you kind of pluck your G and your D string on the way back up. So on this A chord, that is chunk 1. Alright, chunk 2 is a cakewalk compared to chunk 1. We're going to start with our almost E7 chord, just like we started the song 2 chords ago. And we're going to go pinky finger off, ring finger to G9, and then pinky finger to E9. And then on the upstroke that's about to happen, the pinky finger is going to move to the B string 10th fret. And that is chunk 2. So, and you can kind of always go back to that before you switch to the next chord or the first chord of each chunk, by the way. Chunks 1 and 2 together. Chunk 3, back to our almost E7 chord. We're going to do it just like we did it the first time, but at the last moment we're going to switch to this, which is open E, A7, and D6 on our way to a different A chord, which is the bar chord 5, 7, 7, 6. Just going to end it with our probably actual E7 chord. So now do your bar. And that's it. That's the pattern that repeats for the verses. So, okay, breath time. Be right back. All right, for the rest of the song, the easy strumming version pretty much stands. I mean, Stone's playing mostly open chords, at least in the unplugged version, and it sounds like, you know, low E minor in the record too. So, yeah, but he obviously hits his... that's my evidence for that he's playing open chords on the record. But he obviously hits his multiple distortion pedals at the same time and gives it a big C, and just gives it one strum. But you might want to strum more E minor. And this is our pre-chorus. C, E minor. And then the neat riff is A2 to 3, open G, open, G2, pull off to open, E3, bend it a little bit, and then open E. Back to your E minor, and then our chorus is D, C. I'm playing it on the downbeat because I lost it in my head, but perhaps you're hearing it right because you don't know where my head is right now. Chorus, and now my on the upbeat, there it is. Cradle. Oh, I put it on the downbeat. It's so hard to do unless you have the song with you. D, C. There we go. All right, and the cool thing that yeah, so that's it. Of course, the whole song exits on, it does the loop around on the all the love gone bad, turn my world to black, back to D, all that I am, and then it loops minor, D, until the end of the song for the next 2.5 minutes. But some cool things that Mike does are when Stone hits that big C in the pre-chorus, Mike is doing, sometimes at least, the F-shaped C. So we have F, G, A, B, C is on 8, 9, and 10. It's an F shape, and he's all... And he sus4s it to his druthers, and then he goes down to the... And then the other cool thing that he does is during the do-do-do-do part, not the do-do-do-do-do, but if you picture the 12th fret of the G, the B, and the E strings, that's playing in E minor, because when you play E minor, you're playing open, 2, 2, open, 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 and the 12th fret is the same as the open frets, just 1 octave higher, so it's the same notes again. So if you play those 3 notes, you're playing in E minor, and if you put your whatever finger you want, hopefully your finger, on the B string 13th fret thusly, and then down to our F-shaped D, which is 10, 10, 11, 12. Good grief, got a phone call. Yeah, anyways, F-shaped D, not that I always answer the phone, but I'm recording on my iPad and I just cut I had a flow going. Okay, F-shaped D, so we went our E minor, and then F-shaped D. On the F-shaped D, the pinky's now going to grab the B string 12th fret, and then move it down to our F-shaped C. So that's going to be... And then we have our... which is going to be E7, 8, 10, 8, 7, 8, 7. And I know on Unplugged, Mike goes like this on the open E string and 2nd fret, but I prefer it on the B string 5th and 7th frets because it's easier to bend there. And yeah. You can do a slide. So that's two or three cool things that Mike does, and in the verse, he's basically playing Yellow Ledbetter. He really is. He's using the C sharp minor pentatonic, which is start on the E string, 9, 12, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 12, 9, 12. And he's just doing kind of whatever, so it's different every time to noodle during the verses. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that I have to say about Pearl Jam Black. The actual way to play it, you know, there's lots of little things in there, but I think I got most of the meat. So I truly think that Freudian slip. I truly hope that was helpful, and I thank you for being here, and thank you for the great request. That one was on the list for a long time. So Ashley Struthers and Seth from Mobile, Alabama, especially if you're still here, give me a shout, because it's been like a long time since we talked about this. Anyways, have a great week or day or whatever. If you're watching this, I'm in grave danger. If you're watching this, I'm in Michigan with my annual golf trip with my dad and my uncle. So wish me luck, and I will see you the next time I see you. Will probably be on Wednesday, unless I get some major stuff done here and get another one hammered out. All right, goodbye.